It is about you. You are the selling point, and the landscape is changing. So be your authentic self, because no one wants to go to work being miserable all day. Look at your own resume, look at your own LinkedIn, and look at your impact and what you have provided for that other company. And if you write things in that context, you're going to talk to the next employer.
In my opinion, it's about giving the customer what they really want and just blowing their mind once they get it. And that's what I really love to see, honestly.
Get people to do more of home cooking, home cooked meals, healthy meals, so we can all live long and happy.
I'm very proud to be a mom, because not for nothing, women are amazing.
Oh my God, the sacrifice, and how we make it look so easy.
I was just telling Joanne before we got on the call, I said, I had to run from my daughter's school. They had an Easter egg hunt. I said, all right, Mom, I gotta go to work. But, you know, just as moms, we make it happen, you know, supernatural abilities. We are the example for them, you know, and I know that with them being a better version of us.
You have to try. You never know how creative you are until you try. Because I didn't think I was creative. I found my creative side during a horrible time in my life.
In 2009, Athenia dreamed bold, bringing freedom vibes, our stories retold. In the heart of NYC, the rhythm pure and free, Juneteenth shines so bright for all to see.
Steel drums and colored lights dancing through the night.
Register now at JuneteenthNY.com. Register now at JuneteenthNY.com.
Hey guys, it's Kelly, your community engagement specialist for Juneteenth NY. And today we are here with Thando Kafele. Welcome to today's Secret Gathering, a lunch and learn session where we honor heritage, healing, and revolutionary power of the crown. Today, we transcend ordinary hair care to discovery ancestral wisdom that has liberated scalps and spirits for over 25 years. In this transformative session, you'll learn how Thando Kafele, world's most decorated loctician, turns chairs into altars and strands into spiritual conduits. While mainstream beauty chases trends, Thando's anointed hands reveal a profound truth. Natural hair isn't just about style, it's about holistic health, ancestral reclamation, and unapologetic liberation. Through sacred ritual rooted in West African tradition, he demonstrates how every lock, braid, and coil becomes wholesome reparations for the scalp, restoring dignity, challenging divine energy, and forging regal symbols of ethnic pride. As the corporate barriers crumble under movements like the Crown Act, Thando's work progresses our crowns and revolution untexturized. Thando Kafele is a revolutionary artist and spiritual healer, recently named Fall 2024 Artist in Residence for 25 years. His hands described as freshly dense and well-suited for untangling, weaving, and oiling tendrils, have redefined natural hair and ancestral alchemy. Having most lost count of his alkaloids, but never his purpose, Thando continues to free scalps from colonial legacies, proving that our hair is heritage and not confinement. Let's give a warm welcome to Thando Kafele.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I can't see you. I mean, I see you, but I don't see me.
You see me? I see you.
Okay.
I see you just fine. How are you today?
I'm great.
All right, so Thando, thank you for joining us. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey.
So, my name is Thando Kafele. I am a natural hairstylist, loctician. The community has embraced me as the king of lock, and I am a self-esteem specialist and a keeper of the culture.
Okay, nice. So let's get the name right, because sometimes people just continue to pronounce names. So you said it's Thando, correct?
Thando
Thando, and the last name?
Kafele.
Kafele. Okay, Kafele. All right, sounds good. I'm excited about your journey in this interview. It's going to be great. So, how long has Kafele been involved in the practice of natural hair care?
I've been a 30-year veteran.
30 years. Okay, nice. So, what makes your approach to hairstyling unique compared to traditional salons?
I never understood why some people went into the institution of cosmetology to learn about hair that was not theirs. I never really got that. So I was always interested in the hair that God gave us. So I went to a natural hair institution, which is Locks and Chops, which is still in existence on 34th Street in Midtown Manhattan.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm looking at the screen straight ahead, and I see you clearly, but when I see my space, it's just black.
Oh, okay. So that may be a little thing with the camera, but that's okay because I can see you. So how does coffee? How do you say it again?
Thando Kafele.
Kafele. Okay. How does Kafele view the relationship between natural hair and health? Oh, I want to hear about this. That's good.
Between natural hair and
our health. So how does basically natural hair care affect your health?
because you are not in the practice of using harmful chemicals. Anything that you use, there are chemicals in it, but there are some things that are not good for our hair, our scalp, and our body.
Yeah. And so how do you think, when we're putting all these products and things on our hair, how does it affect, our mental as well? Do you think it affects our mental any? Because it's, on the brain. I feel like when the products leaking through the scalp, you say that they're no good for us, and they seep through our pores, and you have pores in your head, no? So the products are seeping through the scalp. Is that messing with your mental state any?
So I want people to choose wisely. Natural hair and these conversations around natural hair have to include the conversation of health. We should consider purchasing products from health food stores and not beauty supplies. Everything, and we have to be more savvy consumers. We have to start looking at the ingredients and see if the product is a service or a disservice to our health. And we have to choose products that have a commitment and not just pretty packages and things that smell nice.
I agree. I agree with that so much, especially when we're thinking about, rebuilding and building businesses. We have to begin to start thinking about what we offer our people, and we want to offer them good products that's good for their health, and their mental state as well. So, in what ways do you incorporate African spirituality traditions into your hairstyling?
Because locks, in my opinion, are the first hairstyle on the planet. And if I was to prophesize, they will be the last hairstyle on the planet. This is wearing locks, wearing your natural hair. How you get it is a luxury.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
we are the custodians of this culture.
Agree. And so so the hair is definitely important when it comes to keeping our culture and our legacy thriving. So what does the biography suggest about the spiritual significance of hair in West African culture? Is there a significance from West African culture in our hair?
No, culture is culture for me.
Yeah. All righty. So, what does it mean that Kafele's stylings are only legible to those who have been initiated into the visual politics of the Afrocentric? What does that mean?
I'm sorry, you're breaking up a little bit.
So I was wondering, what does it mean that Kafele's stylings are only legible to those who have been initiated into the visual politics of the Afrocentric?
Because my styling is rooted in culture. I don't style for social media likes. I style hair to push the culture forward. I want people to see lock styles and then, as a possibility, see what I do as art.
Oh,
I want people to see lock style as African and not based around things that are feminine and masculine.
okay, I agree. Some styles can be considered that. So I agree with that. That's a good point, definitely for sure. So how are your hair designs described in the terms of symbolism and cultural meaning? So when you're doing your styles, how is it symbolism and cultural meaning to you?
That when I style, it is a continuation of a legacy. Um, we've been doing this cultural expression forever. Samson had locks.
Yeah.
Delilah maybe was the first lock stylist. And so, and everybody today has an energy around locks. So there's an excitement and a pursuit of nappiness that is happening right now.
I agree. So when you said that the excitement is there, let's talk about that a little bit and veer off just 1 second because I actually used to have locks, right? And I still have them, but I cut them, but I have them. And
Where are they?
it's this trend. I have them in my room. Yeah, just in case because I may want to put them back on, right? But here's the thing about just locking your hair, right? It's not something that you can just jump into and say, "Oh, I want to lock my hair," and then everybody gets to retwist your hair and lock your hair. Like there is some education that comes behind locking your hair and natural care. It's not just, oh, I want to lock my hair, because I see a lot of the people's locks, right, breaking around the edges, which is what mine did as well. Like they break around the edges, right? And so there's some care and education missing when we're like, oh, I want to lock my hair, because it's like we want to go natural. It's something that we're interested in. We want to get back to our culture, and then we jump into something, and then it's like it seems like it wasn't actually healthy for my hair because it broke it off. So what do you say to like people who are jumping into, locking their hair? Maybe it's something new to them. Like what sort of things should they seek out before they start their journey or while they're in their journey to make sure that their locks stay healthy and holding on to their head?
So when choosing locks, there has to be a consciousness for the individual that you are choosing healthy hair. You have to have that clear in your head, especially for Black women.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to know that choosing locks is choosing healthy hair, and it's choosing yourself.
Yeah.
There are many, many, many people who service people with locks, but the consumer has to be savvy in choosing a professional. You have to have a consultation, and you have to vet your stylist. The stylist also has to vet you and make sure that your requests are possible and that your energy and your commitment to this process is a good fit for this new relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. That sounds good. I'm definitely keeping that in mind. Because I definitely want mine back. I love them, and I love how my face looked when I had them. So that's good. So let me ask you, what challenges you think historically have Black hairstylists faced corporately in America, in America's corporate?
I'm sorry, you're breaking up. Say it one more time, please.
You hear me? I was just wondering what challenges historically do you think Black hairstylists have faced in corporate America?
What challenges do
Black hairstylists face in corporate America?
are you talking about natural hairstylists or cosmetologists?
Yeah, natural hairstylists, definitely, such as yourself. What challenges have you faced in corporate America?
Um, well, I'm not a part of that establishment, but I am a cultural coach for my clients who need to have a certain presentation when wearing their natural hair and locks. So I have to make them feel comfortable about the process. I have to have sensitivity in explaining the stages of locks. And we have to have consultations and extended communications around the styling of locks so they can feel comfortable with the presentation. And so maybe, depending on your employment, you may not be ready to start the process if it's going to affect your income. Maybe wearing your locks right now is not the time. And so you have to be honest and know where you are with your employment and your decision or choices to choose your hair natural in a corporate America environment.
Oh, okay, agreed. That sounds good. So how have laws like the NYC Human Rights Law and the Crown Act Law, how has that affected the perception of natural Black hairstylists, the new laws that have been passed?
So the Crown Act is a law that prohibits establishments and companies from maybe I'm not saying the right word, being biased toward natural ethnic hairstyles. It's very hard to police that, but it is something that has been put in place for that purpose.
Okay. How do you think that affected the perception of natural Black hairstylists with the community and everything?
I didn't really understand the question.
So you mentioned the Crown Act law. That's what we're speaking on, and about how that's something that's going to be hard to police now that people are able to have biased opinions on hairstylists. Do you think that affects hairstylists?
Not hairstylists, hairstyles.
Oh, okay, good point. Definitely hairstyles. You're correct, actually. So so how do you think that affects how we style our hair in corporate America?
You got to do what you got to do. It's a person by person situation. If you know that you can have a freedom to wear your natural hair at your employment, congratulations. I mean, but you got to play the game sometimes.
I got it. So,
but corporate America may not be the solution if you want to wear your natural hair. Maybe it's entrepreneurship. Maybe you don't need to be the employee, and maybe you need to be the CEO.
Agree. I see. Okay, so I definitely think that we're gonna start having to consider, where we're working, especially when we're talking about styling our hair and such. So what major media outlets have featured your work?
I have been privileged to have been in publications like Essence, EBONY, ELLE, Sports Illustrated, Black Beauty UK. I've been in various publications. I've done television. I've teach classes around the States, international. I've had some great opportunities.
Nice. I see.
But I really want to talk about inheritance and why should we be locked?
Let's talk about it.
Because we're in a state of emergency. And choosing natural hair is also choosing your health. And so this conversation of inheritance is a play on words. It is a play on inheritance. So when someone passes, they usually receive an inheritance. As a keeper of the culture, there are pioneers and veterans in natural hair and cosmetology who have left me an inheritance. And within this inheritance, I am navigating who are the custodial keepers of the estate? Was there a will left? And who are the beneficiaries of these cultural practices?
Who are the beneficiaries?
Those who choose to accept the baton.
Agree. Yeah. I like that. I like your answers. Boy, you are straightforward to the point. Every time I'm thinking it's about to be something else, you are definitely true. Those are the beneficiaries, like the ones who decide to pick up the baton and follow. That's definitely true. A blueprint was definitely left for us. An inheritance definitely was left. And it's up to us to begin to obtain that inheritance that was left for us and continue to do the work and pass the baton for the next generation as well, for sure. So this is a great question then. So why might Kafele be described as a revolutionary in the context of hair and identity?
I'm sorry. We have a little static, so it's a little challenging. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
Yes. Just kindly repeat the question again.
Okay, no problem. So I was wondering, why might Kafele be described as a revolutionary in the context of hair and identity?
Because I love Black people and I love Black hair. And I believe that in 2025, Black hair still matters. We have the most unique hair on the planet. We have the strongest hair on the planet. We have the most versatile hair on the planet. And we have the most misunderstood hair on the planet. So I'm described as a revolutionary because I speak natural hair fearlessly. I have no hesitations about talking about my culture, talking about my amazing, nappy, kinky, versatile hair. And I speak natural hair from cultural prefixes and not necessarily from a cosmetology background. I speak it from culture.
Yeah. So I would agree that the passion is definitely different when it comes to that. Sometimes it can be a challenging thing to go in hair salons and trust people to, do your hair the way and make you comfortable, and sometimes they fall out, and it's just a whole lot of challenges dealing with people who do not have the passion like you do for hair care. They just want to style the hair. That's why when you say hair stylist and salons, I definitely agree with your point there. So can you tell me, what does the statement "the revolution will not be texturized" imply about Kafele's philosophy?
The revolution will not be texturized. So we are not a monolith, but it's my desire that everybody should have natural hair, that everybody should have locks, that we should be, it's my desire that I see everybody in our cultural aesthetic.
Yeah. I agree.
When we choose ourselves and our natural aesthetic, it will change the self-esteem globally.
Yeah, with our people. I agree.
But there's something about natural hair and choosing to wear your natural hair, that takes courage. Whether you get it like that, wearing your natural hair takes courage. And I feel that a lot of us have a lot of hurt or misunderstandings around our natural hair. And it's always been a challenge.
Where do you think that comes from?
Our grandparents, our parents, our social media, television, advertisings in product lines, advertising in television. Those spaces don't give natural hair an opportunity to be expressed. So if we don't see it visually, we're not easily able to embrace it.
So how can we begin to, open up doors for it to be embraced? You're a loctician, you're doing what you do, and you're like, this revolution will not be texturized, which I love that. What can we do to, push the revolution?
When you say we, you mean the beauty industry, the community? Who is the we?
I believe the beauty industry.
Times are changing,
Yeah.
and things are shifting, and natural hair, locks, braids are becoming more talked about. They're becoming more of the conversation of the day. And as we shift with our hair, the industry is going to shift as well. And I believe that the cosmetology industry knows that it has to shift. This natural hair and the re-energizing of us wearing our natural hair and seeing it as an aspect of pride is here. It's real. You can turn on the NBA or any sports conversation, and everybody's wearing their natural hair.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know if you're watching a basketball game or a natural hair show.
Yeah, that's good. So speaking of the hair care, let's talk about some of the services you offer in your product. So what are some of the services you offer and where do you offer them?
So my services are simple. I'm a loctician. I teach and I coach the community to honor, love, and respect the hair that God gave you. You are in communication with me if you are ready to wear your hair in locks. And the conversations are going to be rooted in culture. So when you're ready to start your African locks, you're going to speak to Thando. You want to speak to me if you are invested in having a cultural coach who is going to guide you through the journey with using healthy products and raising your self-esteem through this whole process. Telling Black men that they are kings, reinforcing that Black women are the standard of beauty. The journey is going to be great with me.
Yeah, it sounds like it. So what products do you offer? I see you have oil.
I have a product called K Oil, which I have been doing for about 20 plus years. And that was just something that I started because I didn't find things in a beauty supply that were a contribution to the health of my clients' hair and scalp.
Mm-hmm.
I have a t-shirt line that is available, The Pursuit of Nappiness.
Oh, okay.
The revolution will not be texturized.
Okay, nice. So how has it been, like your own journey? Has it been challenging, or, how has your own journey been with your locks in keeping them healthy and oiled and, growing? How has that been?
The journey's been easy.
Yeah.
This is my third set of locks. And this time I decided to freeform with some crochet maintenance. I have 19 locks. And so this time the journey is smooth and it's easy. But as a industry leader, it has been challenging being one of the only Black men in these spaces that has a voice.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
So
okay.
many Black men do the mechanical, but not a lot of brothers have stepped into these spaces and created a voice for themselves.
Yeah.
And creating a voice takes experience and it takes a little time. And when the calling comes, there'll be more brothers that will invite themselves into these spaces, and their voices need to be heard so that there can be a continued balance in this industry.
Okay, that sounds good. I wanted to touch on one thing you said. You spoke about your locks, calling them free forms. How many different types of locks techniques are there?
There's hundreds.
And which ones do you practice?
I practice traditional locks, where your locks are started by a loctician, and we create a foundation. There is a grid system where everything is parted and separated. And the foundation of locks, there is a fullness, and you regulate the size so that you have fullness and so that you have versatility when you start the styling process.
Okay. And what is free form?
Free form is no retwisting, no grooming. It is just shampoo, condition, oiling, and allowing your hair to be free.
Yeah.
Without a lot of manipulation and stress.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Bob Marley was freeform.
Oh, he was free form. Okay. I think I
Jay-Z,
see some free forms around.
Jay-Z is
Okay.
free. Jay-Z is freeform.
Oh, Jay-Z. Okay. I see the little bit more, a little more wilder.
I don't like wild.
No?
I like freedom.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. That's so funny. Yeah. Freedom. Yeah. So yeah, not only would you be free, but your hair is free too. Like, and so those things definitely go together, Not only are you free inside and out, free to express who you are, but your hair is also just free, that's definitely a wonderful feeling for sure. So, Thando, let's talk about Juneteenth. Of course, Juneteenth is coming up. Guys, please join us this Saturday, June 14th at Gershwin Park. We're going to be in East New York from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and so forth on. We're going to have a wonderful time. It's going to be a festival. We're going to have vendors. We're going to have skating. We have community organizations out there. It's going to be a wonderful time. We'll have performances. So please don't forget, join us June 14th, this Saturday at Gershwin Park, East New York on Linden Boulevard. So, Thando, can you please tell me, what does Juneteenth mean to you?
It's another expression of freedom. It's another event and consciousness that we observe in the celebration of us.
Yeah. How important do you think it is for us to celebrate us? Like, just celebrate everything about us, our culture, our body types, our everything that's been basically just looked at upon as disgust. How important is it for us to really celebrate ourselves?
We have to see ourselves as the alpha and omega of everything. There's no possibility as me seeing anything about us as disgust. Just like there are no ugly stages in locs. There's nothing, Black people are the standard of everything. All women are beautiful, but Black women are the blueprint. All men are amazing, but Black men are the blueprint of handsome. We're the blueprint of strength. We're the blueprint of masculinity. I usually jokingly say I'm usually the lightest and the blackest person in the room at the same damn time.
And I know exactly what you mean. So tell me, Loctician, who is your favorite hip hop artist and or song that fuels your resilience? So let's say, like, when you're just getting in your mood, you're about to do a client's hair or you're whatever, you getting your day started. What song gets you started?
Nas.
Yeah.
Jay-Z.
Yeah.
And right now, Brother Kendrick Lamar.
Okay, definitely. They not like us. They not like us. That definitely gets me started. Like Kendrick Lamar, everything he have, turn his TV off. They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking? They ain't talking about nothing. I love Kendrick Lamar for sure. That's definitely for sure good. So how do you incorporate principles of Kwanzaa, like Ujima and Kumba, into your work?
Those are principles that are guidelines for us to live. And so one of the main principles for me is unity, which is Nia, and that's what I desire for us in 2025 and being within Project 2025. This is a time for Black people to come together, to unite, to really, really unite and come together. We should not be worrying about what the Republicans do. We should be focused on what we are doing.
Agree. And I think it's definitely moving that way. Like you say, an inheritance we have, and I believe that divinely we have a spiritual inheritance that is due to us and that will move us. And although, things are not moving as fast as we want them to, I believe that divinely we are moving exactly at the pace that we need to, and divinely things are happening for us spiritually, mentally, and physically, and that everything we want is going to come into fruition, and that right now he's restoring his remnant. And
but it's not enough for us to just post and comment on social media.
Of course.
We need to be in action.
And what sort of things do you suggest how we could be into action?
To be in action?
Yes.
come to the Black King Awards tonight. Witness, witness the 18 to 20 brothers this evening who are doing great things in the community, who dispel the myth that fatherhood is a joke, who are fearless in respecting and loving Black women, who are just examples of brotherhood. Come to the Juneteenth celebration. Contact your community leaders. Volunteer. Feed the homeless. Do something. Be in action.
Agree. I'm so glad you said that. Speaking of the Black Kings event, please join us this evening if you can at Major Owens Park, Brooklyn, New York. We will be there. Okay, Thando, thank you so much. I wanted to speak also lastly about these vouchers that you have. Can you tell us a little bit more about the vouchers?
So there's nothing more important for me in the world than to tell someone thank you and I'm sorry. So I'd like to take this opportunity to tell my community thank you. Anybody who has viewed this StreamYard stream and been a part of this conversation, I would like to offer you a 50% off of a one-time lock service. It doesn't include color or repairs. It is a complimentary grooming and styling service. You DM me, and within the end of the day, I will give you a special code if you DM me for a one-time 50% off lock service. And that is a way of telling the community thank you. Thank you for supporting me, and to still be relevant after 30 years is a blessing.
Yeah. Did y'all hear that? I'm already in his DMs. So I just get in the DMs. Hurry up. You don't want to miss. I'm about to steal it if I wasn't the interview. I'm going. Hurry up. Hop in the DM. It go down in the DM. Get in the DM, please, guys. Don't forget, join us. Get your coupon, get your voucher. Thank you guys for joining us so much. Thando, thank you so much for pointing us today with your wisdom and your warmth. You are a true example of what it means to thrive with purpose and wellness. This was a wonderful conversation. I didn't know what to expect at first. And then after I began to ask the questions, and you were answering them, I'm just like, I love this. I love it straight to the point. And so that was great. All your answers were so great and wonderful, very educational. Thank you so much for joining us today. And as we wrap up today's session, remember this. Your crown is never just hair. It's ancestral language, spiritual armor, and unapologetic revolution. Thando has shown us that every braid, lock, and coil is an act of revolution and liberation, a wholesome reparation for generations of silenced scalp, for sure. His chair isn't a styling station, it's an altar where hair and heritage and healing convey. Whether you're beginning your natural hair journey or just starting your ritual, the wisdom shared today proves our hair isn't just a trend, it's a testimony. We challenge you and leave you here not just inspired, but intentional. Wear your crown as an armor, honor and dignity. And remember Tondo's battle cry, the revolution will not be texturized. To Tondo, as we close, thank you, Thando, and we hope your community carries from you today. Would you like to say any final remarks?
I think you were great. I think you were extremely gracious and kind. And I would like to thank Miss Rodney and the whole Juneteenth NY event for this incredible acknowledgement. It is unforgettable, and I am in deep appreciation.
Thank you, Thando, so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone, to our incredible viewers and our audience. Thank you for honoring us with your heritage today, Thando. And this is why we created this series, to spotlight revolutionaries like Thando Kafele, who transformed scalps and souls. Thando, thank you for your anointed hands in the community, your ancestral fire, and for reminding us freedom grows from the roots up. To all, keep your crowns lifted, your rituals sacred, and your revolution untexturized. Liberation to our elders. Ashe.
In 2009, Athenia dreamed bold, bringing freedom vibes, our stories retold. In the heart of NYC, the rhythm pure and free, Juneteenth shines so bright for all to see.
Steel drums and color lights dancing through the night.
Register now at JuneteenthNY.com. Register now at JuneteenthNY.com.